Hello! It is a dreary day in Minnesota. Overcast. The camera is actually lightening things up a little bit. It is darker to my eyes. But today is, it's Philosophy Day. How exciting. Yay, philosophers. What's more exciting than philosophers? Magicians, magic, that kind of stuff. But it is Philosophy Day, so we'll touch lightly on philosophy. I am limited to 10 minutes because I am just starting my YouTube channel, which is pretty great, pretty awesome, all that stuff. So if we are talking philosophy, we are talking about logic and reason. The concept of essentially reprogramming the subconscious mind through intent, through purpose, through awareness, hopefully. Actually, programming the mind, the subconscious mind, through unawareness works just as well. You just have to be a scientist or you become very stupid and are unaware of the patterns and energies that you've built into your life. A very easy example, and I see this a lot, is that of the yin-yang. You know, the white good, black bad. Stereotypically, you can flop it around if you want to, but that's what I'm going with. So if you become successful at a thing, and you become very successful, maybe there's a big need for it, then you have a whole bunch of people going, oh yeah, you're awesome, you're great, etc., etc. And for you to go back on what you believe or what you think, or to update a thought or to improve, becomes much drastically, or it can be more difficult, because you have to get back or get past not only your beliefs and your prejudices, but then you also have everybody else projecting their beliefs and their prejudices on that as well. So you essentially give yourself over to be co-created with those that, oh my gosh, it's so dark, will I have to redo this? I don't think so. This is just going to be a shitty first video. So in the meantime, look at the beautiful sky through the trees. With what is my face doing in the background? I could just be talking like this. Okay, so I'm still here. Ah! Ah! It's a little oh, we can get lighter if we go super close. So here's the close-up. Are you ready? Did I shave? Oh no. So yin and yang, success, failure, that kind of thing. Success relieves us of the pressure of learning from mistakes. Coincidentally, mistakes are the best way to learn. It is putting everything on the line, risking life and limb, being a social outcast, doing what's wrong. Doing what's wrong. Jesus forgives you. And it's okay. So you can go out on limbs, you can make mistakes. If you learn from them, then you are in a position to further growth that people who are extremely successful, or who have projected or value projected at them. You're a valuable person, so every other person will reinforce, or like there'll be resonance with that energy. So obviously, that's what I'm going with this channel. I feel that I have grown too much? Is it possible to grow too much, Scotty? So I have grown immensely on my path as a spiritual seeker. And now I'm like, I'll give back. I will see if I can do the internet thing, which I believe is extremely easy. Shh, don't tell anyone. Actually, I'll tell you all about it. It'll be fun. All right, so philosophy. Philosophy and magic, why do they mix? Because when you get deeply into philosophy, or if you move into, oh my gosh, the light is terrible, and I don't think I can turn it on. If you move deeply into philosophy, you realize that reality is ordered by thoughts and beliefs much more strongly than anybody tells us. Oh my gosh. And that changing a thought or a belief can have massive ramifications throughout every aspect of somebody's life. So a simple one is, and it's a great one too, is that there is a belief or a idea projected at Christians that they will suffer. And so if you have people believing that you're going to suffer, if you believe for yourself that you will suffer, then it is much more likely that you will take data in and will project or apply the variable, look, I'm suffering. Look, I'm suffering. Whereas if you're like, oh shit, I learned from everything. Then input comes in and you're like, oh, I'm learning from this. Can't even see my finger. Oh my gosh. I'm learning from this. I'm learning from this. And it's really fun too, because you run into these extreme cases, these edge cases. There's the philosopher that ran around, I think he was Greek, and he decided he didn't deserve anything at all. He was so far below God that he had a cup and he gave it up, and so he had nothing. And that was his philosophy. Like, the beliefs that he entertained, the beliefs that he strengthened, grew and grew and grew until he became a caricature of his thoughts. This is going to be the worst first YouTube video ever, but that's okay. So he became a caricature of his thoughts, and that's kind of it's kind of a trap, because especially for men, it is very easy to hold on to a thought. The greatest example is sex or masturbating. You kind of have to hold that energy of like, oh my gosh, this is good, I think, and then you're done. You're like, oh, thought completed. If you get distracted or or you fart, and it's like, oh no, I was distracted, and so that thought that I thought would be really easy and fun became difficult. Yes, masturbation as a journey into the subconscious mind. Amazing, the places we'll go. So philosophy. It's interesting, but America was essentially started by philosophers, and it is still for the philosopher. We're putting PhD on everything. If you spend too long in school, they just assume that you're a philosopher for some reason. I don't think that is entirely correct. Dilutes the philosopher brand to the extent that philosophers are literally a shade of their former self. We have somebody who's literally like, well, I've looked at reality, and going through as much mud as possible to get as much value, money, fame, and power as possible seems to be the right thing to do. Yeah, that's working really good. People are improving, values are improving, quality of products is getting better, prices are going down. We're basically living in a no. It's pretty much just everything is getting worse, and then somebody like, oh my gosh, I need to improve this, and it'll get better. And then once it's improved, it gets worse and worse and worse. Which is because, you know, like, it's all just money and power. Everybody is hypnotized or mind controlled into the thought that if I have money, if I have stuff, and if I can buy a pack of lawyers to defend my stuff, then I'm just fine. Because lawyers are one of the few entities that can defend you from the police. So, again, philosophy. I'm kind of nearing the end of my time. We got better lighting for the finish, the grand finale as it will be. Philosophy, I'll do this really quickly then, is the intersection between the conscious and the subconscious mind, delving into the realm normally ascribed to God, the saints, the devil, all exterior, unknown, unforeseen forces, dreams, all that other stuff comes into play. It is the realm of psychology, where we say physically we can observe this, and this is the response. This is what is usually expressed in this scenario. We realize that this is a problem and normal people don't have this. It is the realm of religion. I feel bad. I believe that once again Jesus is my savior and that all my sins are forgiven, and I feel better. I receive relief from whatever suffering, which is the friction between the conscious mind, perceived reality, and the internal reality, or the way that I that I actually want things to be. So it's like The level of disconnection determines my suffering, and philosophy is not much different from religion, which is not much different from magic, which is not much different from psychology. How do you simply feel better about the shitstorm that is real life?